to everyone and welcome to this IMTLazarus webinar. The purpose today is to explain and share with you how IMTLazarus platforms integrate the school data necessary to interact with through G Suite. To do it so, we go to our admin setup menu. Into the integration submenu, we go to our G Suite part. We have previously created some examples in order to make it simpler and faster, since as you may see, it takes a while because it's establishing the links through G Suite between IMTLazarus platforms and the school. So in this case, just to show you how to create a new one, then we'll use the preset one. We are going to do create an online example Google Workspace. The entity, it will appear your school name and we'll get the key. This will open a new window in the browser and you will allow all the permits needed, and then already you have the link that you can select and copy, or just copy with the button and paste it on the correspondent box and send it. Remember, this is just to explain to you how to create it and how easy it is to establish, to build the bridge that it will bring the information from the school database through G Suite into the IMTLazarus platform. So we have already created, then we'll use one of the already preset. Now we go to our devices, configuration, and we are going to choose any of the devices. For instance, this one, Webinar Google Workspace. We'll edit it, and we have to make sure the entity again will appear your school name, and we have to make sure that in the Chromebook settings the name of the G Suite link that we have created is the one assigned in order to make the correct match. So if we put it, for instance, none, what we will be doing is unlinking the device of any G Suite link. In this case, we're going to use the Webinar Google Workspace, and we'll apply the order. And now we already can go again to our setup menu, again to the integration, again into G Suite. As said, it takes a while. Imagine in this case we are managing few devices, but in the case of your school, it will take a while because you have to manage a bunch of information regarding the devices, the students assigned, their names, their emails, and so on. So be patient. This is normal at the beginning. So we go again to our Webinar Google Workspace. We'll edit it in order to start defining the devices, then the groups, and finally the supervisors. So in order to import here, we have the import data from G Suite. The first thing that we're going to do is import devices. So the entity will apply your school name. In the configuration, we are going to use the Webinar Google Workspace. In your case, it will be the link that we have already preset. And the organization, we are going to choose a demo, an example for students that we have already pre-created. We are going to choose the Chromebook devices, and we are going to apply the order in order to bring the devices. Here we have 5 demo devices. In this case, that is, it was made on purpose. When the devices appear on orange, that means that already are imported into IMTLazarus platform in order not to duplicate the information and not to match in a confusion way devices that are not supposed to. We may click on tap and click all the devices that we want to import, or do it individually as we prefer. We just click and unclick them, and by clicking on tap, we select all the available ones and we import them. So now has been done. Total 4, correct 4. So we have imported 4 new ones because that the first one was already imported. So we go back again to our G Suite link because we have done the devices import, and now we have to keep to the our next step, which is the groups import, in which we are going to define the groups that those devices are belonging to in our specific case for each one of your schools. So we go back again to our webinar Google Workspace. We edit it as before. So remember that we have already imported the devices. And now we are going to keep to our next step with the groups import. So in this case, we can import all the classes, the entire names of the classes that normally correspond to groups, but not necessarily. Remember that not necessarily groups are classes. Groups may be different dynamic groups of students. We are going to choose the demo IMTLazarus students, for instance. We are going to send the order and to apply. So here we have already preset that the devices and the groups match and are assigned. Again, we may click on each one of them individually, or we may click on tap in order to import, to continue with the import in a block. So it's already total 5, correct 5. In order to verify it, we may now go to our control panel, and we'll be able to see that we have a new group that is called Madrid Demo IMTLazarus students. In the case of your groups, it will appear the name of your groups and the devices, the 5 devices that we have imported that are already supervised by that are already belonging to this group. To finalize the G Suite link, we go again back to our integration. We go to G Suite to finalize with the third step, which is to bring the supervisors info and to assign them with the devices through the groups that we have already created. Again, the first time this it may take a while, and always think that you are managing through this process a whole bunch of information, but also think that instead of doing it automatically through G Suite, imagine that you should have to do it by typing the data or by importing CSV files that of course you have to be previously typed. So the time saving is awesome. So to finalize it, we are going down here to the supervisors. So we are going to choose our organization, in this case, the demo IMTLazarus teachers. We are going to choose the role of teacher. and we choose the language in which we want to be assigned, and we click on, in this case it's Madrid, but in your case it will be the name of the entity. That means the name of each one of your school. We send the order, and in this case we will have the 3 teachers that we have already imported on our previous examples. In this case we will click here to select all of them, but since they were already imported, in order not to duplicate the info, they are not going to be able to be imported once. So the import is 0 because they were already imported and they disappear from here. In order to check and to verify that we have done it properly, we go to our supervisors, and we may go to the list of our supervisors and verify here that we have teacher 1, teacher 2, and teacher 3 already imported. Or we go to our roles and we may choose the teacher roles in order to see which teachers are assigned in here. So easy and simple like that. Remember, go to setup, go to integration, go to G Suite, get the key, make the right configuration into the device, then go back to the G Suite integration into the setup menu and do first the integration of devices, then the groups, in which you may verify on the control panel supervisors that are the groups, and the group is already created with the devices supervised, and then the supervisors and also the teachers assigned. So this is all. This has been a tough webinar today, but definitely very useful in terms of time saving. Hope to see you in our next IMTLazarus webinar. Thanks. Bye.